Morning, welcome to Subramani. Yesterday, a friend called up from Pune saying, Subra, I see no reason at all why I should be investing in equity. So, can you tell me why I should be investing in equity? Now, this is very funny because I don't owe an explanation to people as to how they should do asset allocation. If he wants to invest in equities, he should invest in equities. Does not want to invest in equities, I don't have to justify to him as to why he should just invest in equity. But it was not his call. It was basically his wife saying, she looked at her husband's portfolio and said, you have been generating a CAGR of 0.36% in the so-called big fund managers. All the three of them in which you put money are terribly underperforming the market or are doing very badly in equities. Sorry, she didn't say underperforming the market. She said you're doing very badly in equities. If I had kept this money in a PPF, just imagine the last 3 years what could have happened. I would have got 10% return over the last 3 years. Okay, so I said, okay, first the caveats. I do not care why you are investing in equities, whether you should invest in equities. To me, it doesn't matter. I don't owe you an explanation. You don't owe me an explanation. So let's start from there. That's the first caveat. It's not that I'm trying to sell you equities and I have a broking arm, or I'm selling you PMS because I have a PMS arm. I'm not trying to sell you anything. All I have is a book which is displayed here, which is some 700 rupees. You can get it for 500 rupees. That's fine. Beyond that, I really don't have a product to sell to you. So to me personally, it doesn't matter whether you invest in equities or no. However, I said it's of course completely your call, but then it's a question of, as a family, do you wish to increase your net wealth over a long period of time? If that is your aim or avowed aim, that is what you want to do, then you need to be in equity. That's simple. And it's not very difficult investing in equities. It is just like good health. It does not require any great rocket science to get good health, but do the basics right. Eat right, exercise right, and over a long period of time you will develop good health, right? Don't eat kachra, basically largely that, and don't put anything into your mouth just because it's available, right? So next is, so I told my friend, you know what, I'm happy. He put me on speakerphone. I said, actually, I'm very happy that a woman is taking interest in investing on her own. It's not that you have egged her on to see what is happening. And so I'm happy about that attitude itself. So that's a good thing. And it also means that you should be sharing much more with her than what you're sharing. Share the logic of why you're buying a particular fund or buying a particular scheme. Largely people don't share because they themselves don't know. It is just somebody has said, ye fund mein dalo, ye acha hai, and they have been putting. Now, nothing right or wrong, but the person who is saying, why he's saying, what he's saying, if you know none of those things, if you have not mastered the process, what will you do if this person dies? Go and redeem everything? That doesn't make sense, right? So that's something which you have to do. Then also remember that if you had invested in equity in 2002, by 2007 you would have completely created an image that equity is the rocking place, and all the money that I have in my life, my shirt, pant and underwear, everything should be sold and put only in equity, and equity will double or go 10 times in 3-4 years, right? So 2003 to 2007 is not a great experience for most people, in the sense that it is almost impossible for a person to have completed the journey without selling much in between, right? Market went from 3,000 to 21,000, so well, that would have happened. Next, I said, is you people should understand words like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, correlation and reversion to the mean. Just understanding average does not make any sense, and since you are all students of statistics, at least at the undergraduate level, I'm sure you will understand. You will have a book which said all this, and maybe you have the book, or you can find all this explanation available online. See what these words mean, see why there is so much fluctuation in equity, and see how equity is a reward for sitting tight, during difficult periods. This is perhaps one of the worst periods in the equity history over a long period of time. It has wiped out the gains of 6-7 years in equity SIPs. So it's a tough time. So this is perhaps the worst time to do an evaluation of your portfolio. This is like picking up your son's worst academic month and say, this year month I will do your appraisal. It doesn't work that way. You wouldn't want your boss to do your appraisal in the worst period of your sales, right? So, and the fact that you've been in the market for long, and don't try timing the market, because what will happen is you will, if the market crashes, let's say today the market is at this market crashes by 2000 points. Fine, market has crashed. It does not mean you need to react. You have to just sit tight, look at your portfolio and say, wow, all my companies are good, I don't have to worry, right? Or you have a lot of profits, so you book some profits, whatever it is. But be active, be proactive, and see what is happening in the market. And I'm not saying you will be able to time the market, but at least you should be able to explain what is in the market, right? So then then the question of husband and wife can be in agreement and saying, okay, we are here to create wealth. So the short-term lack of focus will not impact us, or short-term movement will not impact us, because we are focused on the long term, and so we cannot even see the short-term impediments, right? So if you had missed being in the equity market in 1992, if you had missed the market in maybe early 2000s, or even 2017, 16, 17, 18 was not that bad, that's great. But learn to understand that over long periods of time, there will be a lot of times when it is dull and boring, and sometimes when it gives you a good return. You cannot say, I will only come for the good return. Nobody can tell you in advance whether there is a bull market which has ended, started, bear market is started. The market does not come with a name board saying, okay, this is a bull market or this is a bear market. Equity markets over the next 5-6 years will give you 83% return in 1 year and a minus 6% return in the other year. The question is, are you lucky enough to pick up the fund which gives 83% return this year, and you picked it up only last year? Since it's very difficult, we need to stick around and hope for the average, and when something drastic or dramatic happens, rethink on how your strategy is going to be when you communicate with